are two parts in the metaverse. So there is a definite ecosystem, and then there are parts within the ecosystem, so-called assets within the ecosystem. And when we bet on the metaverse system, we bet on which ecosystem will be people living in it. So how many of those guys were going to be there and how populated will it be? So if we go on a website, CoinGecko over here, and we sort these top metaverse coins by market capitalization, you can find a glimpse of what this actually looks like. You can sort this via metaverse coins or games, but here you can get a nice starting point on where to start with this. So you can see that one of the most popular ones are Axie Infinity over here, the Decentraland on the second place, and the Sandbox on the third one. There's also Engine Coin, Render Token, and UFO Gaming. There are a lot of them, really. The list is very, very long, but we're gonna be focusing on the best ones. So when we really talk about metaverse, so there is a token for certain ecosystem, and there are the assets for that spoken ecosystem. For example, there is Axie Infinity token, for example, and then there are these individual assets for Axie Infinity token, and here they are. All of these are individual assets within the Axie token ecosystem. And when we are talking about these two assets, we always know that these individual assets, so these within the ecosystem, will always be more risky. Because guys, you can see there is like two bets we are making. So the first bet will be if the people will be using Axie Infinity as the ecosystem, as the future universe in which they will be living. So will they choose that one for living? And the second bet is if they use this Axie Infinity ecosystem, now which one of these assets will they use? So as you can see, this second bet is much more risky because there are a lot of these. You can see 21,000 pages of these. So it is more risky to invest in some of these inside tokens, let's say. So for example, I don't know, let's take either one. So for example, this one, Axie, this yellow one with the horn. So will it be valuable in the future, and will it be of use to people so that it gets actual good value for us? So the same goes for the Decentraland. There is the Decentraland Mana token, and there are these pieces of lands. This is the asset for the Decentraland. And we can see here that the Decentraland on this OpenSea website, we can see that they've got 97,000 items, but they have good floor price, which is 3.198, and that's pretty good. Also, the Decentraland is on fire recently. It has skyrocketed really, and just look at this. In the last 14 days, it is 30% on the rise. In the last month, it is 365%. So that's crazy, really. It's really on the fire, and people are really getting on board with this. But this really is not surprising for us because there was lately in July, I think, some report which is called Blockchain Development Trends 2021. And in this one, I showed it in my previous videos. Maybe some of you have watched it. And you can see here that it says that NFT and metaverse projects like collectibles, gaming, crypto art, and virtual worlds saw a market-wide increase in interest, but mostly follow a closed source development approach. A notable exception is the Decentraland. So it has a development activity on the levels of some major blockchain technologies like Stellar and Algorand, and ahead of some of the most popular DeFi protocols like Uniswap and Compound. So this recent bump with the Decentraland is not really surprising because there are a lot of people who are working to get that ecosystem well. So as we said, you have the token and then you have the assets. Same thing goes with the Sandbox over here, and you can see that these guys have over 100,000 items here, and their floor price is a little bit low, but still, this is a lot of assets over here. Same thing goes with Illuvium over here, and they've got floor price low as well, and they've got 21 items, and these are the items, so these are the individual assets on that game. But of course, as we have said earlier, these individual assets will always be more riskier than the token itself. So take note and remember that. It's like you are buying stocks with higher risk and lower risk investment. So for example, you can just take risk and buy one of these individual assets, or you can buy a token for the metaverse itself. So these are two ways in which you can invest in the metaverse, and one is higher risk and the other one is lower risk. But there is one even more lower risk investment, and this might sound boring, but it is simply owning some Ethereum, guys. And why is that? This is because these all metaverses or games are made on Ethereum. Axie Infinity based on Ethereum. The Sandbox on Ethereum. UFO Gaming based on Ethereum. Illuvium on Ethereum as well. So this is a good way to invest risk-free because you have the base foundation of all of these. So for example, let's say you invest in some of these and they all fail. They all fail and you end up making no money. But still, you have some Ethereum, and that's the base layer for all of these. So in the future, when another universe pops up, you have that layer and you have a head start. So until now, we have three ways of getting involved in the metaverse. First one is getting tokens of these ecosystems. That is lower risk. There is high risk by getting individual assets over here. That's riskier for sure. And then we have this lowest risk investment, which is Ethereum, because we have a base foundation of everything. Now, the fourth option may not be so popular and may be boring for us. And it is this one little fella named Facebook. And that's why, they are rebranded now as Metaverse, and they will build the Metaverse themselves. And you may like them or not, but they are massive, all right? They have a lot of traction and they have a chance of being a real success. So they really have all those options, and they have recently made this jump to hire 10,000 people in Europe to work on Metaverse. So they want them to build their Metaverse. They have technology, they have people, they have money, and they have marketing. Once more, I don't think that we like Facebook that much, and especially here on our crypto channel, we don't necessarily get involved with that kind of stuff. But I just wanted to share the option with you so you can choose for yourself. So basically, there are 4 options for you, and I wanted to give you all of those. So there are some higher risk investments like individual assets of these ecosystems. Then you have tokens itself. You have Ethereum as a foundation, which is a lower risk method, and you have Facebook on the top. So guys, I really want to ask you now to go down there in the comment section and write me which of these methods would you like to get yourself involved in, and which one do you think it is the best for now. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you learned something. That'll be all for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Catch you guys later.